Hello, everyone. This is author, motivational speaker, and dating coach Matthew C. Horne, and I bring you a video tonight titled Never Fear a Sexual Drought, and Every Sexual Experience Will Be Robust. I got one for you tonight. But before we go any further, always know my videos in the dating space, they're inspired by my books, How to Get Beautiful Women and Everything Else You Want from Life, in addition to How to Be Appealing to Successful Black Men for Black Women. They're both available at my website, www.matthewchorne.com. Get your copies. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and to continue to push me with the algorithm so I can continue to bring you these elevated messages. And that's what I have for you tonight, an elevated message. Never fear a sexual drought, and all of your sexual experiences will be robust. Robust is more of a culinary term in terms of the fullness of the flavor, things that you can savor, things that you can remember by how robust the flavor combination was. And that's what I'm trying to get across to you tonight, is that when you engage in a sexual experience with a woman the right way, it will be robust, memorable, aligned with the man that you are. But you can never be afraid of a drought. You can never be afraid of a sexual drought. This is what causes men to engage in imbalance that takes them off their path and their course. See, tonight I had my weekly Zoom call with the members of my dating coaching community on the school platform. And one of the young gentlemen asked me the question of, what do you do when you have a woman that you're having consistent sex with and she flips the script? She begins to ask you for things, to take her out on dates, and to offer her things. And I didn't have to think through this much because I saw the play that the woman in his life was attempting to implement. She was attempting to flip the script. And I told him, any woman that's satisfied with you is going to engage with you in any capacity that you present. A woman who's fully attracted to you, a woman who's fully satisfied with you, she'll take the pieces of you that she can get because she's so attracted to you that your pieces that you're offering are satiating to her. They're robust. So she's not throwing any wrinkles into the equation to try to get you to do more for an equal exchange, which is sex. And that's what I want to get across to you all tonight. And I told the young man, when a woman, after you set a parameter of this is going to be casual, this is going to be sexual, no harm, no foul, equal exchange. If she's satisfied with that, she's not going to try to flip the script. But if she attempts to flip the script, she's saying, you're not enough, and I'm looking for compensation for you to remain in my space. She doesn't see the sexual experience as robust. And so you're going to you're going to encounter point in times in your sexual experiences that you're going to have to let women go. And you're not going to know where your next piece of consistent puthia is going to come from, but you're going to have to willingly let women go who are trying to flip the script, who are not aligned with the parameters that you set for the sexual dynamic of the relationship. This is very important because you want to deal with women who are aligned with you. You don't want to give things to women until you're ready. And that's what I told the young gentleman. You don't do things because you requested them. You do things because you're ready to do them. If you're ready to do something with a woman, she doesn't have to request it because she's inspired you to do it by virtue of how she's been showing up in your space over a period of time. So we're talking about consistent sex versus a sexual experience that is robust. This is a crossroads that many men enter, but they come out on the wrong side. The wrong side of a sexual interaction with a woman is when you cave to her demands, when you allow her to move the needle ahead of what you're willing and ready to do. So most men, as I'm witnessing recently and in the past, but I'm just, I'm observing, I'm seeing a lot of men around me, younger, older, who are caving to the woman's demands. And by virtue of them caving to the woman's demands, they're doing things that they necessarily don't want to do, but they're so afraid of not having consistent puthi and consistent sex in their life. So they're valuing the sex above their own masculinity. And they're paying a price. I see these men get cursed out. I see these women playing with these men. I see these men being treated like utter and pure shit. But these men are sticking around because they don't believe in themselves that they can have a robust experience, a mutually compatible experience, where the woman wants him the same way that he wants her, with no thought of the material world entering the conversation. So your sexual experiences, sometimes they have to be intermittent. You have to experience what society would call a drought. But as a sexy, attractive man, you don't have droughts. You just have intermittent experiences between robust sexual experiences. Robust means full. Robust means she's showing up exactly the way that I'm showing up to her. Robust means I can savor every sexual experience that I have with her because she doesn't require anything outside of me. I'm enough. That's robust. That's when you can taste every flavor. And one of the young gentlemen on the call tonight, he actually, he's coming to an awareness. He said, you know what? The women who require things from me in order to have sex with them, the sex is completely different from the woman who's completely into me. And I said, you're getting it. You're getting it. See, when a woman starts off acquiescing to what you're asking her for, but then she quickly flips the script, you're not enough. She's a sexual chameleon that's there to extract things from you by offering you a preview of what her puthi is. No woman that's secure within herself is going to offer you a preview and then flip the script. So the preview is to rope you in for the long play. The long play is, I'm not attracted to you, but I think I can extract some things from you. It's essentially a semblance of prostitution, okay? It's just different from the societal norm of the immediate financial exchange of prostitution, but it's prostitution. When this woman says, I'm going to give him a piece of puthi and I'm going to gamble on him being so enamored with me that I can flip the script and get things out of him after I gave him the puthi. It's a delayed game. It's a long game. But satiating and robust sexual experiences occur because she's into you and nothing that surrounds you in the material world. She wants nothing from you but your presence and yourself. Those are the women who inspire you to do things outside of the bedroom, take her places, give her experiences. And she doesn't have to ask for those things because she didn't require those things from you. She inspired you to give those things to her. So that's the difference between the robust sexual experience versus the experience where the woman is requiring things from you. And you can never be afraid to enter the sexual drought. As a sexy, attractive man who's worked on himself, who's a departure from the normal man that the modern woman is going to experience, he's enough. And so, like I said, the thought of you giving a woman something is something that does not enter your mind when you're the sexy, attractive man. Every woman that enters your space must be in full recognition of who you are, and her experience and the experience that you have with her is robust because it's equal, it's compatible. But what I'm finding is that there's an overabundance of men and a large number of men who are afraid of a sexual drought. A sexual drought is healthy. It means that you two entered a crossroads where you two don't want the same things. And as a sexy, attractive man, there's always another woman around the corner. You can't necessarily dictate the amount of time that it's going to take. It might be, quote unquote, a drought, but she's coming. Always. She's coming. So you can't be afraid to let women go who introduce a certain type of experience but flip the script, because the experience is no longer robust. It's no longer rich and fulfilling and in accordance with the man that you are. So you can't be afraid to have that period of a drought, because you entering the period of the drought keeps you in full form to experience the robust sexual experience of the woman who's there for the right reasons. I told the young gentleman on the call tonight, on my Zoom call in my dating coach community on the school platform, Matthew C. Horne Dating, I told him straight up that you always want to be in position to have robust sexual experiences. I told him straight up how you're going to experience chaos and disdain once you go too far to a woman's side. I told them. And they were able to resonate with that because they never really put their thoughts together that way. That's why I'm here for them. And I'm here for you if you want to join my community. And I told them that nothing good comes from imbalance. Nothing good comes from it. Once that woman knows that you're pliable, that she can play with you, that she can manipulate you, that she can dangle that poothie in front of you and make you acquiesce to her demands, you're in a trick bag at that point. Nothing good can come from that. And every man around me in real time who chose consistent poothie over the drought, they're paying for it. And I told the gentleman on the call, I said the worst thing that a man can experience is a piece of consistent and disrespectful poothie. And they really had to think about that. And they said, you're right. Because every time a man compromises his masculinity to tolerate disrespect for consistent disrespectful poothie, he always suffers. He's always in imbalance. The countenance of his face it's dismal because he has the consistent poothie, but he knows he's compromising his masculinity and consistently tolerating disrespect, meaning the sexual experience that he has on a consistent basis is not robust. It's a bust. When you compromise your masculinity for some consistent poothie, that situation is a bust. It's not satiating. It's not fulfilling. Because yes, you have some consistent poothie, but it's coming at the expense of you compromising your masculinity. That's not the experience that you want to have. So sexually attractive men, they're not afraid of a drought. See, sexually attractive men, there's not an absence of women that they can have sex with at any given moment in time. Sexually attractive men have such an awareness of themselves that they're not going to engage in the wrong sexual experiences, even though these experiences are at their disposal. So as a sexually attractive man, you'll have some women that you had sex with, and they'll do something disrespectful. They'll self-destruct because the modern woman is self-destructive. Even if you gave her a favorable and pleasurable experience, even though you're a departure from the kind of man that she normally encounters, the modern woman is going to find a way to fuck it up, okay? Now, when she fucks it up, that's the crossroads. She's going to come back and offer herself to you sexually, but you have to engage in a season that you're able to say no and go without. And that keeps you open for the woman who's going to recognize you for the full magnitude of man that you are and give you a robust sexual experience. It's full. It's full because she's in full recognition of who you are, and she's not requiring anything outside of you. She sees you as enough. That sexual experience is full because she has lust for you. She has desire for you, and she doesn't desire anything that surrounds you. Nothing that you can offer her, nothing that you have, nothing that you've accomplished. She desires you. That is a robust sexual experience. So you have to be willing to endure the drought, meaning that you have to let women go who you've had sex with, who you still have sexual access to, but they're introducing wrinkles into the equation that are going to require you to compromise your masculinity, that are going to require you to tolerate disrespect, tolerate plates of shit that she's going to consistently feed you. Because once you stick around for that, in her mind, she has you. She can dangle that poothie in front of you, give you any kind of experience that she wants to give you, and you're not going anywhere. This is what I've been seeing as of late, recently. Men who are arguing with their women in public. Men who have women that have played with them and they stuck around for it. And now the situation is getting worse by the minute. These men are becoming more unrecognizable by the second. I can look at these men and see their countenance, the expression on their face, and realize that they're in internal turmoil because they engage with the chaotic, consistent poothie. So you have to be willing to let that go. The sexual experiences of the sexually attractive man, they're robust, but I want to get more exact with this. They're intermittent, okay? So the sexually attractive man, you're going to have some women or a woman who shows up in your space the right way. She doesn't try to move the needle. You give her everything you want to give her when you want to give it to her. She recognizes that she's in the presence of an elevated and masculine man, and that's her pleasure. That's her payment. It's being able to remain in the space of a sexually attractive man who has his own and who has maximum appeal to her. She's satisfied with you and nothing that surrounds you in the material world. Those situations go on as long as they go on. So you're going to have some seasons where you're going to spend some months with women like that. And right on cue, even though you told the woman, you didn't lie to her, you said, hey, I'm interested in something casual, she can abide by that because every passing day she wants to be with you and she wants to see you. And nothing in the material world is going to enter that equation. So that is a robust, prolonged experience where you're not necessarily experiencing a drought with a woman like that or women like that. But life is cyclical. So you'll have women like that, and sometimes they'll get to a point where they want more because you're showing up as a consistent, elevated man, even though things are casual. She may have even said, I don't want anything serious in the beginning, but your presence in her life lets her know that you're a departure from the normal type of men that she's dealt with. She can be divorced, have been out here casually dating before you, but you're not the one who's lying, manipulating. You set a date, you keep your word. You're a departure, so naturally she's going to begin to catch feelings for you because she's extremely sexually attracted to you. That's why she offered herself to you as soon as you two met. But then she experienced you over time, and her innate biology to pair with a quality man begins to kick in, and she can't escape it. So her original intentions may not have to been catching feelings for you, but by virtue of your presence and your consistency and the magnitude of man that you are, yeah, she's going to catch some feelings. But then that's when you understand that it's time to let that situation go. Let her go find the man that's a representation of the new thing that she's looking for. Your feelings didn't progress the way that hers did. Let her go. Go without until you find the next woman. So that's one facet of the sexual experience of the sexually attractive man. You're going to run into a woman or women who you're going to have a consistent sexual experience with that's uninterrupted by the material world and request for you to give her things outside of yourself, okay? But then there are also seasons where you are meeting women and having sex with them as soon as you meet them on a consistent basis. But then these women are flipping the script. So you're meeting women, you're letting women go, a little bit of time goes by, you're meeting another woman, you're giving her a great experience, you're performing, you're taking her to sexual heights, you have your own, you're not asking anything from her, you're a self-sufficient, sexually attractive masculine man, and she's able to experience that for whatever period of time, but most often than not, you're meeting a modern woman and giving her this experience so she doesn't know how to function in such a mentally healthy, peaceful, grounded, and logical space. So she'll mess it up. She'll begin to ask you for things. She'll begin to introduce requirements, and that's why you have to let the woman go. So the sexy, attractive man, he's caught in between experiences that represent a decent amount of time with women who aren't giving him issues, and quote unquote sexual droughts in which he's meeting women regularly, but they're messing it up quickly. But each experience is a robust experience. The woman who gives herself to you over time with no disruptions, that's a very satiating, robust experience. The women who show up in your space, who offer themselves to you, who meet you in accordance and view you in accordance with the man that you are, the elevated departure of the men that she normally deals with, that's a robust experience until it's no longer. So it's robust because while the situation was satiating to you and she was showing up the right way, you were present. It was robust. But then when the situation changed because she doesn't know how to function in your space and she begins to introduce different parameters than what you set and requires offerings, you disappear. But it was good until it wasn't. That's called a robust sexual situation. And that's a reality of a sexually attractive man. That's why he's not afraid of a drought. Because no woman that he meets in his mind has the last vagina on earth. If she acts right, she stays. If she can't act right, she goes. And whatever period of time between you and the next woman that's going to give you the robust sexual experience, you're willing to accept that time. And that's how your space stays balanced. And that's how your sexual experiences are robust. I'll repeat it again. The worst thing that happened to men, the worst thing that can happen to a man, is a consistent piece of disrespectful pootie. That's when these men lose their vision and they lose themselves because they're constantly catering to the woman. They're taking their eye off the necessary things that they have to do every day to accomplish their vision because they're caught up in so much chaos and conflict, trying to cater to this woman to keep a piece of disrespectful, consistent pootie in their space. You don't want to be that man. Only sign up, only engage in robust sexual experiences. Never be afraid of the time that is intermittent in between one robust experience to the next. You dictate your experiences. Women can introduce whatever parameters they like to, but you are responsible for dictating the experience. You're responsible for your outcomes. You're responsible for creating the atmosphere to only have robust sexual experiences with women. This has been Matthew C. Horne, author, motivational speaker, and dating coach. Bring you a video tonight just telling you never be afraid of a sexual drought and only engage in robust sexual experiences. It's really that simple. It's brought to you by my books, How to Get Beautiful Women and Everything Else You Want from Life, in addition to How to Be Appealing to Successful Black Men for Black Women. They're both available at my website, www.matthewchorne.com. Get your copies. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and to continue to push with the algorithm so I can continue to bring you these elevated messages. And if you want me to make a custom video on a particular topic that you want me to speak on, make a donation of $50 or more to my PayPal or my Cash App that's in my video description. And leave your subject that you want me to make your custom video on in the note feature on PayPal or Cash App. They both have a note feature. Once you do that, I'll have your video on my channel, Matthew C. Horne Dating, in 24 hours or less. If your subject matter is more in-depth, more nuanced than just leaving a note on PayPal or Cash App, you still make your $50 or more donation to my PayPal or my Cash App, and then you email me at matt@matthewchorne.com and leave your more nuanced and detailed description of what you want me to make your video on, and your video will be on my channel, Matthew C. Horne Dating, in 24 hours or less. If my message tonight has been of value to you, if your thought process have been elevated as a result of encountering my message, make a donation to my PayPal or my Cash App that's in my video description. Your donations continue to help me to grow and elevate and move forward as I continue to help you to grow, elevate, and move forward as well. If you're in need of coaching, if my voice resonates with you and you have particular issues that you're facing in the dating space that you've been unable to overcome, then you email me at matt@matthewchorne.com. You leave coaching in the subject matter. You leave your name, your phone number, And whatever issue that you're facing in the dating space, I'll do the assessment and I'll get right back to you with the terms of the coaching. Once you accept the terms of the coaching, then we will set a date and time and the coaching will commence immediately. Lastly, if you would like to join my dating coaching community on the school platform, Matthew C. Horne Dating on the school platform, I want you to sign up in the link that's pinned to the top of the comments as well as in the video description. In this particular community, I'm giving you 2 exclusive videos that are outside of YouTube every week. Members of the community can give me topics that they want me to make videos on, and I'll make sure I make those videos and put them in the community. That will be a part of the 2 exclusive videos that you get every week, being a part of the community. Every Monday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have a weekly Zoom call. I introduce a topic, I do a monologue, I talk about it, and then you all can ask me about the topic. We can have dialogue. After that, you have me for an hour. You can ask me whatever you like to ask me, introduce any issues that you're facing in the dating space, and you get your answers for a full hour. My dating coaching community is an invaluable space. It's an invaluable space. And every Zoom call that I've had, every video that I've made is archived in the community. So once you join, you can do the backlog and catch up. You can watch all the videos. You can watch the Zooms. You can do everything you want to do. We communicate with each other. You can ask me questions in the community. I'll message you right back. It's a beautiful space. It's a very progressive, in the moment, and life-changing space. So join my dating coaching community. The link to sign up will be in my video description as well as pinned to the top of the comments. And the very last thing, I'm still looking to fill the slots for the 5 individuals who want the year-long mentorship program with me. Okay? In this program, you'll get a minimum of 3 coaching calls per week. I'll do an assessment of where you are in the dating space and exactly where you want to go, and I'll develop a customized game plan that I'm going to implement until you get there over the course of a year. We'll meet up in person. No matter where you are, I'll set it up where we can meet up in person. It's very personalized. That's why I only have the bandwidth for 5 individuals for this particular space. It's filling up, but I still have slots available. So if you want to get the year-long mentorship program with me, and it's also going to include life coaching because you have to become a particular type of man to get the experiences that you want in life and in the dating space. Everything intersects, and there's no separation. If you want to sign up or you want to inquire to move forward, you working with me for a year, then you email me at matthewchorne.com. You leave mentorship in the subject matter of your email. You leave your name, you leave your phone number, and you tell me about yourself in terms of where you are and where you want to go ultimately in the dating space. I'll do the assessment and I'll call you and we'll decide if we're a good fit to work with one another over the duration of a year. You give me a year of your life will never be the same. You'll increase to levels that you never imagined. So that's all I have for you tonight. Is never be afraid of a sexual drought. And understand that there's robust sexual experiences when you don't succumb to the fear of not having consistent puthi. It's really that simple. The right women will materialize in your life because you're standing tall in your identity as a masculine man, and you're only engaging in situations, sexual situations, that are congruent with your desires. That woman wants the same thing that you want. She views you in the fashion that you view yourself. Be careful of the sexual situations that you engage with every woman. Not every long-term sexual situation that is at your disposal is right for you. But when you are firm within yourself, you understand what you have to offer, then you're only engaged in situations that are tailor-made to you. I'll see you all soon.